Staying undefeated in the UFC is a very difficult task, especially when you're facing the best fighters in the world. But there are some fighters who are coming into 2018 undefeated, where their dominance makes it seem that they will keep the undefeated records this year. So here is 10 UFC fighters who will stay undefeated in 2018. Number 10. Aspen Ladd is an undefeated bantamweight fighter who last dismantled Lena Landsberg at UFC Final 118, where she took her down and rained down heavy punches, forcing the TKO victory in the second round. Looking at her previous fights, she possesses very high level grappling and knows exactly how to tie her opponents up on the ground, where she completely smashes her opponents. She currently holds a professional mixed martial arts record of 6-0, where I believe her fighting style will give the bantamweights a lot of trouble. I believe the UFC will slowly build her up in 2018, where she will likely remain undefeated this year. Number 9. Shane Burgos is an undefeated featherweight fighter who has looked excellent in his last couple of fights. He made his debut defeating Thiago Traitor by a unanimous decision at UFC Final 102. He next finished Charles Rosser by TKO at UFC 210 and last defeated Godofredo Pepe by a unanimous decision at UFC on Fox 25. Shane Burgos has great boxing skills, which has helped him surge up the featherweight rankings very quickly. He currently holds a professional mixed martial arts record of 10-0. I believe his fighting style will help him claim a top 15 spot in the featherweight rankings in 2018. Number 8. Tatiana Suarez is an undefeated strawweight fighter who is the Ultimate Fighter Season 23 winner and last dominated then undefeated Viviana Pereira by a unanimous decision at UFC Final 120. She is well known for her high-level wrestling skills, who also has great submissions in her back pocket. She knows how to pin her opponents down and is very comfortable wherever the fight goes. She currently holds a professional mixed martial arts record of 5-0, where I believe in 2018 she will slowly make her way up the strawweight ladder and keep her undefeated record intact. Number 7. Eric Anders is an undefeated middleweight fighter who has been making big noise in the middleweight division with his performances. He made his UFC debut at UFC on Fox 25, where he dominated Rafael Natal from the beginning, eventually getting the knockout victory in the third round. He next defeated late replacement Marcus Perez at UFC Final 123, where after his victory, he called out former champion Lyoto Machida to a fight. The UFC granted his wish, and he will now headline UFC Final 125. If he is successful in defeating Lyoto Machida, I believe this victory will propel him into the top 50 middleweight rankings. He currently holds a professional mixed martial arts record of 10-0, where I believe in 2018 he will be able to preserve his undefeated record. Number 6. Brett Jones is an undefeated bantamweight fighter who last pulled off an amazing calf slicer submission over former title challenger Joe Soto at the Ultimate Fighter 26 finale. Brett Jones is well-rounded in all areas and seems like a great bantamweight prospect. With his victory over Joe Soto, he entered the top 15 of the bantamweight rankings, where if he continues his dominant performances, he will definitely start to look like a legitimate threat. He currently holds an impressive professional mixed martial arts record of 15-0, where I believe he will continue to keep winning and remain undefeated this year. Number 5. Paulo Costa is an undefeated middleweight fighter who last put on a one-sided beating on former champion Johnny Hendricks, finishing him by TKO at UFC 217. He is a very powerful middleweight who puts full force into all of his strikes, slowly breaking his opponents over the rounds. So far he has been able to put together a perfect record of 10-0, where none of his fights have gone to the distance. He is currently in the top 15 middleweight rankings, where going forward the competition will get tougher and tougher. I believe his brute strength and his well-rounded skills will help him move forward in the division and keep his undefeated record intact. Number 4. Ketlen Vieira is an undefeated bantamweight fighter whose recent performances have made her look like a promising prospect in the division. She made her UFC debut, defeating Kelly Fasholtz by a split decision at UFC Final 96, and next won a unanimous decision over Ashley Evans Smith at UFC on Fox 24, and last defeated former title challenger Sarah McMahon by an arm triangle choke at UFC 215. With 3 dominant victories in the UFC, I believe she is 1 or 2 more wins away from securing herself a title shot. I believe her well-rounded skills and her confidence in her abilities will help her maintain her undefeated record in 2018. Number 3. Darren Till is an undefeated welterweight fighter who last put on a first-round destruction of Donald Cerrone at UFC Final 118. He is mainly known for his stand-up skills, where he has great distance management and can close the distance within seconds to land his devastating shots. He currently holds a professional mixed martial arts record of 14 wins, no losses and 1 draw, and he has mentioned that in 2018 he wants to challenge for the welterweight title. So I believe he is 1 or 2 more wins away from securing that title shot, where his confidence in his abilities may help him remain undefeated this year. Number 2. Brian Ortega is an undefeated featherweight fighter who last impressively choked out Cub Swanson by a guillotine choke at UFC Final 123. He is mainly known for his deadly submission game, where he can wrap his opponents up from any position. He has finished all of his fights in the UFC, where he just seems to get better and more confident inside the octagon. With his victory over Cub Swanson, I believe he is only one win away from a title shot, where I can see him fight for the title at the end of 2018, where he may possibly cause an upset, whilst keeping his undefeated record intact. Number 1. Khabib Nurmagomedov is an undefeated lightweight fighter who last violently mauled Edson Barboza for all 3 rounds, winning the fight by a dominant unanimous decision at UFC 219. In all of his fights, we have seen all of his opponents fall victim to his relentless takedowns and his dominant ground and pound, where they are left helpless inside the octagon. Even though he has been inactive over the years due to his injuries and health issues, Khabib Nurmagomedov is a legitimate threat in the lightweight division, where nobody has been able to figure him out. He holds a very impressive professional mixed martial arts record of 25-0, and it seems very difficult to see anyone beating this guy in 2018.